Britain is on the edge of a revolution. Over the weekend, London saw one of the biggest far-right protests in decades, and people are finally shouting, "Enough is enough." People are feeling watched, squeezed, and ignored.
Tens of thousands of people marched through Britain's capital over the weekend.
The country with the most surveillance cameras on Earth is now pushing ID checks to use parts of the internet. Government call it safety, voters call it control, and the numbers tell you why this anger is boiling. Since the late 1990s, net migration has climbed from just tens of thousands a year to several hundred thousand, and by the end of 2023, it has come close to 1 million in a single year. That kind of growth puts enormous pressure on housing, schools, transport, policing, and most of all the NHS. Today, over 7 million people are stuck on waiting lists in England alone, and nearly 3 million of them haven't had a single test or specialist appointment since their GP referral. Emergency care is stretched to breaking point too. In August, almost 36,000 patients waited more than 12 hours just to be admitted after doctors had already decided they needed urgent treatment. And it's not just hospitals. The government admits there's a £49 billion backlog in maintenance across schools, prisons, and even NHS buildings. Between April and June this year, average pay in Britain went up by around 5%, but once you factor in inflation, real wages barely grew by 1%. Crime is another breaking point. Petty theft has literally exploded. In London alone, there were 70,137 phone snatches last year. That's about 192 victims every single day. And across England and Wales, an estimated 78,000 people had their phone or bag snatched on the street in the year ending March 2024. That's more than 150% up from the previous year. Ministers insist the Online Safety Act is meant to protect children, but officials admit its real purpose is to rein in the platforms that shape public debate. The result is predictable. Posts on sensitive issues get age restricted, and users flood to VPNs. The VPN signups has surged by more than 1,000% after the checks came in. Now there is even talk of restricting VPNs too, so when leaders can't fix the system, they are now trying to control the narrative. Housing adds another pressure. Demand keeps exploding, rents keep climbing, and the whole neighbourhoods feel stuck. At the same time, the government is spending about £6.5 million every single day on hotels for people waiting in the asylum queue, a queue that reached 111,000 applications in a single year. While the millionaires are leaving at near record rates, the middle class is stuck with higher costs, longer waits, and more rules. So the real question is this: how long can Britain keep stretching before something finally snaps? Can a nation survive when wages are barely growing, but the bills are climbing up? When hospitals are overflowing and crimes are going unpunished? Is the anger we're seeing on the streets just the beginning?
This is our country!
Or is it already too late to turn things around?